Project 1065, Chapter 55, The Old Relic. I went straight to Fritz's house early the next morning, hoping to catch him before he left for whatever the science team was, but he was already gone. I had to get inside that house before the end of the day. Silent, bug-eyed Lena was there, of course, and with a sigh, I walked her to school again. I found Fritz after I dropped his sister off at her classroom. He stood outside our building, huddled together with Max and a dozen more SRD boys, some of whom weren't even in our class. I felt my breath quicken. Something was up. "Michael, there you are. Where have you been?" "Walking your sister to school," I said testily. "Where have you been?" "Rounding up the boys," Fritz said, indicating the other SRD boys with a nod. His eyes were alive with mischief, the way they had been before the raid on the Edelweiss pirates. "We're going to get rid of the old relic once and for all." "What old relic?" "Melker," Fritz said. "I've brought the whole SRD in on it." Was this what Fritz and Max had been disappearing to work on all this time? Some plan to get rid of Air Professor Dr. Major Melker? "Listen, Melker's been a jerk lately, but he's been through a lot," I told him. "His son died at Stalingrad. I saw this telegram." "Everybody lost someone at Stalingrad," Fritz said. "Really?" I said, suddenly angry. "Did you?" I knew he hadn't. "Did you, Max?" "It's the ultimate honor to die for the Fuhrer," Max said. More bleeding propaganda. I was all that ever came out of Max's mouth. Fritz nodded. "The old man should be proud his son died for Hitler, not go soft. He was a defeatist. Germany can't win with people like him around." I huffed. This was stupid. "Melker is a patriot. Air Professor Dr. Major Melker, remember? He fought for Germany in the Great War." "The old Germany," Fritz said. He wouldn't be swayed. "Is he in there?" he asked. "Yes, Quicks," one of the boys said. Fritz's new nickname had caught on fast. "Then let's go." Fritz charged inside. I didn't even have time to warn Air Professor Dr. Major Melker. He was sitting at his desk, his head in his hands, when the SRD blitzed in like the Third Army invading Poland. "Seize him," Fritz ordered, and half a dozen boys jumped the old man. They pulled at his coat, his shirt, his tie, ripping his clothes and sending him crashing to the ground. Melker cried out, but that only seemed to energize them more. They were like wild dogs ripping and tearing at a piece of raw meat. They kicked him and punched him and tried to pull him apart by the arms and legs. "Don't hurt him," I cried, but no one was listening to me. I felt the same urge to defend my teacher that I felt for Fritz all those weeks ago during the book burning. I tried to fight my way into the wolf pack, but there were too many of them, and it wasn't even all of them. The rest of the boys overturned desks, threw papers in the air, and smashed windows. The other students stood at the edges of the room and cheered them on. I backed away against the door jamb, horrified by the abrupt violence, the animal cruelty. There was nothing I could do, not by myself, but that didn't mean I couldn't call for help. I ran outside to a police box and called in an emergency. It was all I could do. The city police weren't the Gestapo. They could stop this madness, arrest the boys for attacking Melker and destroying the school, but only if they got here in time. If they didn't, the SRD boys were going to kill him.